practice English speaking.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. I am Anna.
And I am Jake. Hello to all our wonderful listeners. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Yes, and today we have something really exciting for you. Something very practical. Something you can use in real life starting today.
That is right. Today, we are going to learn 50 powerful English sentences. Sentences that you can use every single day.
And we're going to do this together in a simple and fun way. So do not worry if your English is at a beginner level. These sentences are easy to understand and easy to remember.
Yes, we designed this episode especially for beginner and lower intermediate learners. So relax, listen, and enjoy.
Before we start, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to say something in English, but the words just did not come?
Oh, I think every English learner knows that feeling. You have the idea in your head, but the sentence just does not come out.
Exactly. That used to happen to me too. I remember one time I was at a coffee shop and I wanted to ask for more sugar, but I could not find the words, so I just pointed and smiled.
That is so relatable. I did something similar once. I was lost in a new city and I wanted to ask for directions, but I could only say one or two words. I was so embarrassed.
And that's exactly why today's episode is so important, because single words are good, but full sentences give you real power and real confidence.
100%. When you have a sentence ready, you don't have to think too hard. You just open your mouth and say it.
So today, we're giving you 50 of those sentences. We'll explain each one simply and give you examples from real life.
These sentences are not from a textbook. These are sentences that real people use in real conversations every single day.
Perfect. Let's start. Group 1 is about greetings and starting conversations.
Great, because before anything else, you need to know how to start talking to someone.
Sentence number 1. How have you been? You ask this when you see someone you know but have not seen for a while.
It's a little different from how are you? How have you been means you're catching up. Like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. How have you been?
And a natural answer is, I've been good, thanks, or I've been really busy lately. Sentence number 2, it's so good to see you.
This sentence shows that you're happy to see someone. It's warm and friendly. You can say it when an old friend walks in. It's so good to see you.
Sentence number 3, what have you been up to? This means, what have you been doing recently? It's casual and friendly, perfect for talking with friends.
And the answer could be, oh, not much, or I just came back from a trip. Very natural. Sentence number 4, long time no see.
Now this one is interesting. The grammar is not perfect, but English speakers say it all the time. Long time no see means I haven't seen you in a long time.
And sentence number 5, it's nice to meet you. You say this when you meet someone for the very first time. It's polite and friendly.
And the other person will say, nice to meet you too. So remember that response as well. Okay, group 2, asking for help.
Yes, because in life we always need help from someone, and asking politely in English is a very important skill.
Sentence number 6, could you help me with something? This is a polite and gentle way to ask for help. Could you help me with this form? Could you help me find the right bus?
Sentence number 7, I'm sorry to bother you, but... This sentence shows you respect the other person's time. I'm sorry to bother you, but could you tell me where the bathroom is?
I love this one because it makes you sound so polite, and polite people always get more help. Sentence number 8, do you mind if I ask you something?
This is asking for permission to ask a question. And remember, if the person says no, I don't mind, that actually means yes, please go ahead.
English is funny like that sometimes. Sentence number 9, could you say that again, please? So important for learners. When you don't understand, just say this instead of smiling and nodding.
People don't mind repeating, especially when you ask nicely. Sentence number 10. Could you speak more slowly, please?
When someone speaks too fast, just ask this. Native speakers sometimes forget not everyone speaks at the same speed, and a good person will slow down for you.
Great. Group 3. Expressing opinions and feelings.
Sentence number 11. I think that's a great idea. A positive and enthusiastic response when someone suggests something, much better than just saying yes.
Sentence number 12, in my opinion. This is how you introduce your personal view. In my opinion, this restaurant is amazing. In my opinion, learning English is worth the effort.
Sentence number 13. I'm not sure about that. A polite way to disagree or express doubt, softer than saying, no, you're wrong.
Sentence number 14. That's a really good point. When someone says something smart or interesting, you say this. It makes them feel valued and it keeps the conversation going.
And sentence number 15. I feel the same way. A simple way to agree with someone's feelings. I feel the same way. It creates connection.
Group 4. Making plans and suggestions.
Sentence number 16. What are you doing this weekend? A classic sentence to start making plans with someone. You ask first before suggesting anything.
Sentence number 17. How about we? A friendly way to make a suggestion. How about we get some coffee? How about we go for a walk? Easy and casual.
Sentence number 18. That sounds like fun. When you like someone's idea, you say this. That sounds like fun. I'm in.
Sentence number 19. Let's meet at. This is how you confirm where to meet. Let's meet at the coffee shop. Let's meet at the library at 3.
And sentence number 20. I'll let you know. When you can't confirm a plan right now, you say this. It's polite because you're not saying no, but you're also not committing yet.
20 sentences done. We're halfway there, everyone.
Halfway. And Jake, I have to say, I use almost all of these sentences every week in real life.
Me too. These are not special textbook sentences. These are sentences from real, daily conversations.
Group 5. Shopping and everyday transactions.
Jake, sentence number 21. How much does this cost? The most basic shopping question. Point at something and ask this.
Sentence number 22. Do you have this in a different size? When shopping for clothes and the size isn't right, you can also say, do you have this in a different color?
Sentence number 23. I'm just looking, thank you. When a shop assistant offers help but you're not ready yet, this politely lets them know you don't need help yet.
I love this one because it makes you sound so polite, and polite people always get more help. Sentence number 8. Can I get the bill, please? At a restaurant when you want to pay. In American English, you might say, can I get the check, please? Both are correct.
Jake, sentence number 25. Do you accept credit cards? Very useful when you're not sure if a place takes card payments.
Sentence number 26. I don't feel very well. Simple and clear. You can say this to a friend, a coworker, or a doctor.
Sentence number 27. I have a headache. Name the specific problem. I have a stomach ache. I have a sore throat. All follow the same pattern. I have a blank.
Sentence number 30. I need to see a doctor. Direct and clear. Use this when you're seriously unwell.
And sentence 30. I'm feeling much better, thank you. After being sick, when people ask how you are, this is your positive response.
And sentence number 30. Is there a pharmacy nearby? When you need medicine, ask this. Very useful when traveling.
30 sentences. We're doing so well. Group 7. Work and school sentences.
Sentence number 31. I have a lot of work to do today. A simple way to explain why you're busy.
Sentence number 32. Can we reschedule our meeting? When something comes up and you need to change a meeting time. Professional and polite.
Sentence number 33. I didn't understand the instructions. Instead of guessing and making mistakes, say this. Then ask for the explanation again.
Sentence number 34. I'll send you an email about it. Common in work situations. Shows you're organized and following up properly.
Sentence number 35. I'm working on it. When someone asks if a task is done and it's still in progress, it means I haven't forgotten, I'm doing it.
Group 8. Travel and directions.
Sentence number 36. Excuse me, where is the nearest blank? Replace blank with train station, bus stop, hotel, or anything you need.
Sentence number 37. How do I get to the city center? A general direction question when you're not sure which way to go.
Sentence number 38. Is this the right bus for downtown? Ask this on public transport to confirm you're going the right way.
Jake, Did you ever get on the wrong bus?
Oh yes, once in a foreign city, I went completely the wrong direction, and I used sentence 36 to find my way back. So yes, these sentences actually work in real life.
Ha, that is so relatable. I did something similar once. I was lost in a new city and I wanted to ask for directions, but I could only say 1 or 2 words. I was so embarrassed.
And that's exactly why today's episode is so important, because single words are good, but full sentences give you real power and real confidence.
100%. When you have a sentence ready, you don't have to think too hard. You just open your mouth and say it.
So today, we're giving you 50 of those sentences. We'll explain each one simply and give you examples from real life.
These sentences are not from a textbook. These are sentences that real people use in real conversations every single day.
Perfect. Let's start. Group 1.